Hi Scorpio, welcome to your October 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but if you are only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant sign because it's likely to be the most accurate. These are, after all, based on astrology, tropical, whole sign, Western astrology in my case. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So with that said, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For the first transit that I want to look at for you over the course of October, all over the place clearly, is on the 3rd of October. Mars, your ancient ruling planet, but still your ruling planet after all, is coming into a conjunction with the South Node in the sign of Libra, which for you represents the 12th house. Now, this is so Mars, action, passion, energy, excitation, war, irritation, you know, all of those things, and the South Node, which is like the energy of elimination, excretion, removal, release, also sacrifice as well, it's been said. But the thing about this energy, when I was looking at this, the intuitive image that I had in my mind was a pair of scissors, right? So Mars and the South Node are coming together and it's going to do this. And what happens when you cut something, right? You basically remove the excess or the piece that you don't want and you discard that. This happening in your 12th house, this is a powerful release point. The 12th house is the space of completion and endings anyway. It's the final space in the chart. And, you know, in the heavier aspects, this can represent our self-sabotaging tendencies or hidden enemies. Now, what it shows here, because you've got Libra, if you're looking at this from a whole sign perspective, Libra occupies that 12th house for you, which means you find a lot of grace and, potentially a lot of light in this space as well. If you've been with me long enough, you know my view on Scorpionic energy is that the reason you guys are able to delve into and live in the dark so powerfully is because you come into the world already pretty much enlightened, and for that reason it kind of shows that this is the 12th house in any chart is a very deep space, right? And because it's matters around, like this could speak to matters of a personal or a long held issue of a personal nature, because Mars is your energy. It also suggests that some long-held issue or challenge around personal matters of your body, your personal outlook, your habits, your patterns can now be released. And the 12th house can show up as self-sabotaging tendencies, which are also known as bad habits. So this is really a powerful moment of deliverance for a lot of you, if you allow it to be, where you could be letting go of. So on the external world, you could be letting go of, I mean, look, this might change your sleep habits or sleeping pattern. If, you know, for those of you that have just had a new baby, this could be the end of your sleep for a little while, right? Well, certainly in the way that you know it. On a physical sort of body and health level, this could show up as you maybe stopping, maybe you stop drinking, maybe you, I don't know, stop partying, maybe you stop, self-gratifying, if you catch my drift. All of those kinds of things, you could be releasing something that over time, can stack up to not be very healthy for you. On the internal level, you could be letting go of a bad habit or the compulsive need to go on with that bad habit, or giving away your personal power. 12th house sacrifice, Libra, is about balance. Maybe there's been an imbalance in what you give to people and how much you give to people. You could be addressing that now. So there's a few ways that this could show up. It also represents hidden enemies. And so rather than just getting rid of them, this could out and release a hidden enemy that you might have that you might not even be aware of. For this, you've got the Lovers card, the Two of Pentacles, okay, and the High Priestess. I mean, when you look at this, there's a very dualistic energy and nature to these cards, right? Look, you've got the Lovers card, you've got the Man and the Woman. That's Gemini energy. You've got the Two of Pentacles, balance. You've got the High Priestess who sits between two pillars. This is a personal decision that is going to be made around this time, around the time of this transit, that has something to do with your money, your finances, and your physical body. This looks like you are getting really clear on something that you now understand to be not only a bad habit, but there's something here where you're kind of looking at things and thinking, if I let this go much further, it has the potential to be something that could one day ruin me in some way, shape or form. That sounds really heavy when I say it, but look, it's Mars conjunct the South Node in the 12th house. You know, around this time, your dreams could be very heavy. You could be working through something in your dreams. And this could also be that you start to really process something in your psyche at a very powerfully deep level. Pay attention to your psychic nudges and hunches at this time as well. The second transit that I want to look at, on the 9th of October, Venus is going to come into the sign of Virgo. Now, Venus is pleasure, romance, sensuality, touch, tactile. It is money, harmony, diplomacy. It's you know, your talents as well. And Venus is a bright shining star, finally moving right out of the sign of Leo and into the sign of Virgo, into your 11th house. Your 11th house is friendships, but it's also your future ambitions, the things that you want for your future, that you desire out there in a much sort of further from now kind of energy. And you find Virgo in this space for you, which makes you a fierce friend for those that for those that you actually do care about. I'm sorry to say, but I know a fair amount of Scorpios, and a lot of you don't care for many people. And I mean, I don't mean that to be horrible. It's just, I've noticed my Scorpio people, like, they're very, very selective about the people that they bring into their fold, which, nothing wrong with that, but you're not exactly known for your warm and fluffy demeanor when it comes to people. So it's quite interesting when you do take someone into your fold, but when you do, you are a fierce friend, and a very loyal one at that, who shows up for others very deeply and also very practically. Venus is bringing a lightness and a sweetness, and maybe even having your friends show up and go to bat for you in ways that you don't expect. Venus is a sweetening energy. She brings ease and harmony. Venus is a lady, darling. She likes things nice and easy and, harmonious and pleasureful and luxurious. So this could be gifts that come from friends. Absolutely. It could also be that some ambition or goal of yours gets moved up. Maybe you start to see that there are other ways to achieve this when you consider that the people around you actually want to help you get ahead. So that could be really nice. I also feel like this will help you clarify your future plans and desires, and maybe even start making them happen through your partnerships, connections, or collaborations. For this, you have the Page of Pentacles with the Justice card, okay, and the Three of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, there is an understanding that you need to upskill in some area of your life in order for you to reach a specific goal that you have. A lot of you are starting a new commitment around this time, where you are kind of saying to yourself, yes, I'm going in for this, but I realize it's going to probably take me a while. For a select few of you, this might actually be where you decide, actually, I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to take a course, I'm going to get this skill or this qualification, but you're really committing to it. For some of you, this will be that you're starting the business or the side hustle, and it's like you've accepted it's going to take me a long time to get this to where it needs to be in order for me to walk away from the day job, but I'm going to start now. Love this. Love it. For on the 12th of October, Mars, your ruler, is coming into your sign of Scorpio. So Mars is your ancient ruling planet. In ancient astrology, Mars ruled the sign of Scorpio as its nighttime / feminine influence, right? And its daytime masculine influence was Aries, which is why you guys are sibling signs. Now, your ruling planet is coming into your sign. It's very strong there. It gives you a much needed boost of vitality, energy, passion, vigor. It gives you a strong burst of energy, and it makes you really dynamic. Makes you a lot more serious about what needs to be done. There's something when it comes to your body, when it comes to your health, and even your appearance. For a lot of you, you could start getting really sort of proactive about cleaning up how you not cleaning up necessarily, but really going to bat. Like, you know what, I want to build my physique. I want to get those arms. I want to trim these abs. Like, you start to get really passionate and, you know, like about the desire that you have for that. Many of you will be putting this to good use and maybe even starting to feel the energy gets you proactive about advancing plans that you have. I will say be careful with your physical self and also your reactions to things, because Mars is, you know, coming into your first house can make you really like, you know, it can give you a little bit of, it's a lot of go-getting energy, let's just say that. Now for this, you've got the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands has been very active this month. So I'm intrigued with the Ten of Pentacles, nice, and the Nine of Pentacles. So one of the greatest messages in this triplet is that you should absolutely take time to acknowledge and savor what you've already achieved before you just start trying to fill life and yourself and everything with more. Take a moment, take a breath, take a minute to really acknowledge, like, actually, you know what, I've come pretty far. I know there's still a ways to go, but actually I've come pretty far and I'm quite happy with the progress I've made. Now, the Three of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles, this is potentially looking at or viewing places, homes, property, real estate or land in other places, particularly in rural and beautiful places. It could be for some of you that you start to think about how you can really enhance the home that you've got so that you can sell it at a greater price. And because, you know, it's the Ten of Pentacles and I was talking earlier about the, you know, the first house and the body, let's consider it like this. If you've been with me long enough, you will have heard me say this. The greatest and best and first home that you ever have is this, right? This is your true home. Everything else is secondary to that. If you feel good in this, you'll feel good anywhere in life. This could see you showing more appreciation for this, right? And with that Three of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, how do you get more pleasure out of what you have already, out of your physical body, out of your home? On the 24th of October, the moon is going to come into a conjunction with Saturn at 0 degrees of Pisces, which for you is your fifth house. And the sun is going to be in your sign at 0 degrees on the 24th of October. And it's going to be conjunct Mercury, which at this point will be at 3 degrees of Scorpio. So the sun newly in your sign, conjunct Mercury, is making you it's making you really articulate, and it's helping you shine, be illuminated, and potentially even coming across as an authority figure in some area of your life, or, you know, maybe just in general. It gives vitality, and even more so than Mars. Like, the way that I see the sun in astrology in a chart is it travels around the zodiac, right? It spends 1 month in one sign, and it goes around and it gathers light, heat, strength, power, ideas, it makes aspects, it does different things, it spends time, it makes you focus in one area of life. And then when it comes back into your sign, it's like it pours all of its light, heat, vitality, joy, strength into you and infuses you with that. More so, I think, than any other planet, actually. When the sun comes into your sign, it really does give you that vital boost. On top of that, you've got Mars in your sign. On top of that, you've got Mercury in your sign. You are lit up at this time. And because it's in a perfect trine to Saturn and Lunar at this moment in time, the support of family and friends that shows up, Moon Saturn suggests some kind of responsibility to, you know, to your projects, to your personal projects, or even to children that you may have if you've got them. And the reason I say this is because the stuff that's happening in Pisces is your fifth house of pleasure, joy, romance. You know, you could be getting into a new romance. If you're single, if you're already partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, you are kind of like the highlight in the relationship, where your partner is like, ah, you know, shining a light on you, and just you're both enjoying the togetherness. There is support here though, and it flows. And because of the energies that are involved, I feel like there's a lot of power in this combination, especially for you. You know, especially with Mars in your sign, with the Sun in your sign, Mercury in your sign, like your words have weight. And the moon conjunct Saturn in the fifth, it's like, I don't think it's that you're not able to access your fun. I think it might just be that your idea of fun matures in some way, whatever that means to you. For this, you've got the Eight of Wands, you've got the Knight of Cups, very nice, and the Queen of Pentacles, the Lady of Earth. So, your Queen of Pentacles, usually an Earth sign woman, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, could show up here for you with a very strong offer of some kind to help or assist you. With the Eight of Wands in tow, this land, home, place, etc. that you're viewing in the previous transit, you could be going ahead to put an offer down here around the 24th of October. So if you're going to buy a new home, maybe you want to rent a new home, if you're having to put a bid in for something, especially around home, property, family, you know, all that kind of stuff. Well, not family, you don't purchase family. You get my drift. This could be big, right? For those of you that are single, an earth sign person could be showing up for you. My money is on this person probably being a Virgo. Just saying. Okay, so very, very nice. Let's have a look at your lunations, which this month, both of them are eclipses. On the 14th of October, we have the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, which for you is a 12th house eclipse, right? So you're coming into the 6th house, 12th house axis of eclipses. This is a pretty big deal. It's one of the ones that I always keep my eye on for myself, clients, friends, family, etc. For this, you've got the gate 32 and endurance. The message behind this card is to not live life so much by instinct. So this new moon solar eclipse that's a grand, you know, fresh beginning or start in some way, this is actually a money card as well. And it basically says that the money that you require is available to you, but you don't want to be burnt out in order to get it. Right? Or in, it's like, you know, when I worked in massage, in my days of massage, I worked at two of Berkshire's most prestigious hotels. I saw countless people who had crazy kinds of money, and very, very rarely were they healthy or had decent bodies that would allow them to enjoy that wealth, which I always found very, very interesting. So that's the message with this, right? That's a 12th house new moon solar eclipse. This is a chance for you to rewrite your habits, your patterns, your routines, etc. Yes, that sounds like the 6th house, but the 12th house is where they get the better of you as far as I understand it. On the 28th of October, you have the last and final full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, which for you is in your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, commitments, one-to-one connections, you know, marriage, etc. You got the gate 25 and innocence, and the message behind this card is this full moon is trying to show you what you've learned, what you are taking away from that entire cycle. This is where you get to really understand it on a deep level. And also in some way, shape or form, that area of your life or your chart is now afresh. It's now a clean in some way, shape or form, which means that partnerships and relationships can go back to just being what they are without all the excess drama and kerfuffle. Although, you know, you're Scorpio, so you're always going to come with a little bit of drama. And I mean that in the best way. I mean, hello, you know, big grey wrath from my theatrical self. I know all about the drama, darling. Don't worry about it. All right, with that said, if you want to get one of these on a personal level where we go one-to-one and we talk about your transits coming up, we talk about your chart, we're going to pull cards, all of that good stuff, you can get an Astro-Tarot session with me. You can get that on the link in the description box below. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Look after yourself. Take care. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the comments. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you soon.